Yeah, g'day YouTubers. Tinker O'Toole again here with another video. Someone was asking me the question about, they were watching some video and some bloke was talking about get the gullet, like it was some big deal in chainsaw sharpening. And I think I said, I think I know who you're talking about. And I said, send me a link of the video. So he sent me a link and I said, and I just laughed. I said, well, that bloke's talking about getting the gullet, and getting the gullet or filing the gullet doesn't come from round ground chain unless you're absolutely bloody hopeless at it. Because if you're a good hand filer, you'll have no gullet issues. So where does get the gullet, that catchphrase, if you will, what's it all about? Because if you look at a Stihl RS chain, from the top of the tooth to the bottom of the gullet is approximately 5 millimeters in height. And you're supposed to hold, according to Stihl, you're supposed to hold your file 25% above. If you hold your file 25% above, that would put the file, a 5.2 millimeter file, 1.3 millimeter above the tooth. That means you'd have about 1.1 millimeters off the bottom of the gullet, the file would be. If you're a good hand filer, your gullet is going to look like this all the way through. So as far as worrying about filing the gullet and keeping it dead flat, if you're a good hand filer, you'll never have any problems with the gullet. Chip clearance or chip evacuation is done on the underside of the tooth. All the chips fly through here, and if you look at the space between here and the gullet, a little couple of speed humps on the gullet are going to do diddly squat when you've got all this room in here. So where does this gullet come from? It's got to come from somewhere. Well, it actually comes from square ground. When you square ground a chain, it leaves what they call a shelf on the gullet. And you're not supposed to let that little shelf get too big, because when you square ground, you don't go down to the gullet. And this is where I think where it all started off. Because if we look at square ground, we've got one here. You'll notice that we only go down where my fingernail is, just below the side plate. And can you see that little step there? Maybe I'll get the pointer. So if this is the gullet down the bottom here, you've got this little shelf. And if we keep filing back here, we're going to have this huge piece of metal. It's just going to get longer and longer in the bottom of the gullet. And yes, that needs to be cleaned out. And that's why you've got that build up there, because look at that grind. So when you square ground, you have to clean your gullets out. It is essential. About every third or fourth sharpening, you need to clean the gullets. Certainly on a brand new, like this chain here, there is absolutely no reason whatsoever. So this is a Stihl RS chain. If you file that chain correctly, your file will come close to the bottom of the gullet. But if you're a good hand filer, you don't have to clean the gullets out. Cleaning the gullets out was always referred to as square ground. So I just want to emphasize that fact that getting the gullet has nothing to do with round ground chain unless you're the world's most hopeless filer and you got ski jumps on the bottom. If that was the case, your chain wouldn't be very sharp. So I think that's where the guy's talking about when he talks about get the gullet. It really refers to square ground rather than round ground. And as I just shown before, that is the reason why you've got to clean out the gullets on square ground, because it leaves a large piece of metal there, which is referred to as the shelf, whereas round ground, the file sits very close to the bottom of the gullet and doesn't create an issue. So if I'm mistaken, I would admit it, but from my knowledge, and even you get on Still's website at Oregon, you'll find out that cleaning the gullet out refers to square ground chain rather than round ground. So I'd be interested to listen from other people of what their take is on it. That's my official take on it. From everything that I know about filing or grinding, cleaning out the gullets on round ground is just a load of crap. It's not required, but certainly 100% is required on square ground. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.